everyone, welcome back to another supplemental on home media reviews. This time around we're taking a brief look at a few copies of Pulp Fiction that I picked up over the last year. Yeah, I say last year because I stockpile so many different copies of movies to cover for supplementals on home media reviews during breaks. Am I crazy? A little bit. So for a brief refresher here, here's the Canadian Blu-ray that I have had in my collection for years now. As I pronounced so elegantly on the last episode covering Pulp Fiction, Fiction Pulpeuse. I just offended so many people that speak French. Barcode on the bottom and everything like that. Just a brief refresher here. I like this one because the slipcase is really cool. It slides out the side, and then you've got your discs in there. Pretty freaking sweet, if I do say so myself. I have two different copies of Pulp Fiction to show you here. One of them is relatively new. The other one is relatively old. We'll start with the old one first, since you guys know I love my VHS tapes. Pulp Fiction on VHS, baby. Look at that. It uses the same poster art from the Canadian release there, except this one lists all the cast members up there at the top, which I think is just so cool. You got John Travolta, Sam L. Jackson, Uma Thurman, Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Amanda Plummer, Maria de Medeiros, Ving Rhames, Eric Stoltz, Rosanna Arquette, Christopher Walken, and Bruce Willis. Pulp Fiction, a film by Quentin Tarantino. You got Uma Thurman there on the front. This poster is just so iconic. Every college kid has this or a Reservoir Dogs poster up in their dorm room at some point in their life. I didn't go to actual college, so I didn't have a dorm room. So I didn't have this on my wall, so I never went through that rite of passage. It's very saddening. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I really like the little 10 cents logo there, just because it's like an old magazine. I love it. The spine, Miramax Films, Pulp Fiction, Bruce Willis there on the side, the remnants of a Miramax security sticker. The other side, you've got barcode, main cast members, the year's #1 movie, blurb about the movie, as well as tech specs and cast and crew information down at the bottom. The other side is different because now it has Mr. John Travolta there and the VHS logo. Slide this out. Your tape is ink label. I just noticed this. I love this. Recommend this hit to friends. Oh, that's so funny. Love that. The title is now red. It's not yellow anymore. It's red now. So that's fun. So you know what I'm going to say? We're going to take a look at some VHS footage for Pulp Fiction here. I'm going to have to choose a scene that's not filthy because YouTube is definitely going to take it down. So here's some VHS footage for Pulp Fiction. One of the clean scenes in the movie. All two of them.
What?
Fox Force 5. Fox as in we're a bunch of foxy chicks. Force as in we're a force to be reckoned with. And 5 as in there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. There was a blonde one, Somerset O'Neill. She was a leader. The Japanese fox was a kung fu master. The black girl was a demolition expert. French fox's specialty was sex.
What was your specialty?
Knives.
Boy, I sure hope YouTube doesn't take that down for vulgar language or violence or anything. I also hope YouTube doesn't copyright claim this so that I have to go back and re-edit the whole thing and cut more footage out. That's happened throughout this last season with showing footage from movies and such, and apparently it's a violation of copyright, even though it's not. It's for educational purposes, but nobody seems to care about that anymore. That's the old copy of Pulp Fiction. Let's take a look at the new copy. So when I covered Pulp Fiction back in season 1 or 2 of Home Media Reviews, I can't remember. Somebody will tell me down in the comments, but it was either 1 or 2. Pulp Fiction didn't have a 4K yet. But in the last few years, Lionsgate has graced us with a few Quentin Tarantino films on 4K. We recently got Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction on the 4K format. This poster, I like it because it's like noir and such, but I really like the vibrant colors of these two posters. This one's kind of like, it's a little boring in my opinion, but I guess it makes sense you kind of want this to have a noir vibe because of like the black and gray up here of the 4K banner and everything. You have a breakdown of what's included here, 4K plus Blu-ray plus digital code. Then you got cast list there, Quentin Tarantino film, Pulp Fiction, Uma Thurman. It's a very iconic pose and everything. First of all, I wish my camera would focus. There we go. I just wish the vibrant colors were still here. I do like how her lips are still red though. That's kind of cool. That's a cool stylistic touch. The spine. Oh, I got that wrong. Okay, this isn't Lionsgate. This is Paramount. Lionsgate did Reservoir Dogs. Paramount gave us Pulp Fiction on 4K. I guess because Tarantino wanted to work with Paramount, because I guess the rights for his films have gone back to him in recent years, I think, because Paramount didn't put out Pulp Fiction. It was Miramax that did that, so yeah, Paramount gave us Pulp Fiction on 4K. My apologies. We have a silhouette of Uma Thurman from the front. Excuse my hand there in the background. This is the only way I can get my camera to focus. Pulp Fiction there on the side, Ultra HD Blu-ray down at the bottom, 2-disc set. The back features a breakdown of what's on the film discs and such. First time in 4K, Ultra HD, blurb about the movie, barcode peeking through, screenshots from the film. Disc 1 is your Blu-ray, or your 4K, with special features. Ooh, that's fun. And then Disc 2 is your regular Blu-ray. Digital code included, a breakdown of how to watch 4K movies, because consumers are apparently stupid according to these corporations that put these out. You got tech specs and stuff down at the bottom. Take the slipcover off. Underneath, it's the exact same artwork. Spine is pretty much the same. I'm not going to go through the whole effort to make that focus because you guys know what it looks like. What the heck is that? I legit have no idea what that was. That's a little disgusting. It's still on the case. Okay, we're just going to move on. Blurb about the movie. Again, the screenshots have been removed to make room for the cast and crew down there at the bottom. And we open this up. There's your digital code sheet. I've already redeemed mine. And we got some other titles from Paramount, including such classics as Terminator Dark Fate, disgusting. Infinite, I didn't know anyone who watched that. Escape from LA, I've heard that one's pretty good. And The Untouchables, that one's great. And your discs are standard Paramount. There's no artwork on these. It's just blue for the Blu-ray and black for the 4K. Look at those 3 copies of Pulp Fiction. 3 tiers of home media here. You got the worst one, the pretty good one, and then supposedly the best one. I haven't watched Pulp Fiction in 4K yet. I've owned this 4K for damn near a year now, but I haven't actually watched it in 4K yet. I need to, though, because I hear it's pretty good. Reservoir Dogs looks stupendous in 4K. That first Blu-ray transfer that it got looked awful. But the new 4K for Reservoir Dogs, highly recommend that one. That one's one of the best 4K transfers I've seen ever. I've heard the Pulp Fiction one also looks very good, so fingers crossed it looks good. I'm not going to get rid of my Canadian Blu-ray, though, partly because it's foreign. Also, I just like the artwork more, and it's just a cool release. So I'm going to keep the Canadian 4K and not sell that, even though I have the 4K now. So we looked at some VHS footage, and now we're going to move right along to the menu tour for both the Blu-ray and the 4K of Pulp Fiction, since the Blu-ray that we looked at in the first home media review for Pulp Fiction was Canadian. Okay, so you know how I said that we were going to take a look at both the 4K and the Blu-ray for Pulp Fiction, because I assumed that the menus would be different, because my Blu-ray for Pulp Fiction was from Canada. I went back and fact-checked this with the original home media review I did almost 4 years ago now, which is crazy. This is the same menu. Canada got the exact same Blu-ray disc that we did, I'm pretty sure. The only thing I think would be different would be the audio options. We got an English 5.1 and a DTS sound check. That's it for audio here. And then what about subtitles? Spanish, English, and English as well. So, well, hey, would you look at that? A new menu for the 4K, no less. We have the same image actually from the 4K that is a part of this menu. It's Uma Thurman with that gorgeous red lipstick on, smoking that cigarette. It's from the poster. It's been grayscaled, though, into black and white, which looks good. I'll give it that. But hey, new menu. Let's take a look at it here. For settings, we have 5.1 track for English, a Dutch 5.1 track, French 2.0 track, Italian 5.1 track, and a Japanese 2.0 track. Wow. It's a lot more audio options than on the Blu-ray, let me tell you. Subtitles, we have English, English for the deaf and hard of hearing, Dutch, French, Netherlands, Korean, Japanese, and Italian. I'm so glad that Lionsgate gave us the English translations of whatever the hell those symbols were, because now I know that this is Japanese and this is Korean. Will I remember that? Probably not, but hey, Lionsgate did it. I gotta give credit where credit is due. Scenes, we have numbers and screenshots from each of the scenes in the film. For a movie that's 2.5 hours long, 16 scenes doesn't seem like enough. This is a case where there's not enough scenes as opposed to too many. But 16, there's the last scene in the film. And for extras, we have not the usual mindless, boring, you chit-chat. Here's some facts on the fiction, and enhanced trivia track. So only 3 of the special features from the Blu-ray made the jump to 4K. 2 of them are featurettes, and the enhanced trivia track, I'm guessing, is like an audio track that you can play and listen to while you're watching the movie. I should watch the movie that way when I watch this in 4K eventually. Oh shoot, I said Lionsgate earlier when I was talking about the audio options. Thank you, Paramount, not Lionsgate. I get them confused because when I think Lionsgate, I think Tarantino and a couple of other projects. Paramount apparently got the rights to put this out on 4K, so sorry about that. Anyway, folks, that wraps things up for this supplemental on home media reviews. I hope you all enjoyed it. It's always nice to go back and revisit an older episode of home media reviews with newer and superior ways to watch it on physical media. Thank you all so very much for watching. See you all in the next one. Good night, everybody.